So a paragraph, a graph facing a graph. And it's going to show you arc potential, right? We're talking about the temple. So now arc potential, if we look at this, again, as above, so below. It's a paradox. We have to know the foundation, the below, and we have to know the top, above. And so this paradox is actually interesting because it's showing you arc swing from north to south. It's showing us a compass. And so this paradox is showing us the potential of a journey. And this graph is showing us how to rise. Now it's showing us that, okay, so now this north position in the circle, this north is going to switch to a corner. This is now going to rise. Let's just back it up. That will be west, and that will be south. And it's showing us that from your journey of knowing the graph, the paragraph, by sentencing yourself, you will find the way home. You're going to find the way of one universe. The word for locus, locus coeruleus, that's in you, called heaven. If look it up if you want to. It's called, again, the blue dot. There's a mathematical term called locus point. And locus point is a law of math that it means from any center point, from the distance out, which we determine as radius, that's called the locus of point. And wherever it touches, I could draw 50 locus points on here, 100, 22. As long as it's the same distance from center to the outside of swing, it qualifies as a locus point. So it's giving you point of reference.
Location point.
It's called a location point, right? A locus point, and it's within you. Everything I'm showing you is within you. The locus coeruleus, again, the blue dot, heaven. But there is no heaven. That's not a word. It means the Shemayim. It means the two he's are within you. The thalamus, the hippocampus, even it ties into your kidneys and the adrenal and nephrephrine that's within us, because the blue dot of heaven produces adrenal gland that goes into your kidneys, and these are all mirrored in the body. So I'm looking down at your head right now. So this graph right now has a journey. If I just tie the two parallels, the two paragraphs together, as above, so below. One is a graph from above, as I will build the arc as representation in the Shemayim. It's within you in the lofty place in the chamber. I'm now going to build it down below as well. You're going to have to journey through slavery to know what the master's intention is. So in this arc potential, we know that there's a navigation in Venmo's Watch the Compass teachings. It's actually from the West, means naked, blind. This is what the West means in Hebrew, defines as naked, blind. You're given skin. It means a coating. And then the South means affirmation, faith. It means aman, to know the way of well. East means arisen as Kadmon, Adam Kadmon as arising again. And the North is the dark, the mystery, the hidden. So we have to know the way of west to south. This affirms the journey. As soon as we know that, this is how we know. As soon as we're here, the west reveals the east, the south reveals the north. So the way of foundation then crosses over, showing me from, this is mother's component, showing us faith. This is now revealing the hidden, which used to be a shadow, completely dark over here. So now it's showing me this north now is saying, by doing this, I'm learning how to arise. That arising is solely based on my comprehension of what I came from the West, to say, you were naked and blind. To see, you must hear. You must know Shema. This is how you will see the way of the South again, to know mother through affirmation of faith. Shows you this is right navigation. And this is by definition also in Hebrew. The South is called, in etymology and in Hebrew, south is defined as right. In etymology and in Hebrew, north is defined as left, which is amazing because now you have you, right? So this whole journey, west, north, east, now you have a vortex within you that you're realizing The Hebrew knows the way to stitch himself back together. How? By knowing the West shows the way of faith. The faith reveals the Father. It shows you how to arise. So you go back to the West to know the way of Mother, to rise the Father, to know you're arising, to know back to the way of the journey. This is a literal vortex within you when you know that that is center point. That is within you, and that's called the hippocampus. By definition in etymology, it's called the sea dragon. Hippocampus. Hippo means the water horse. When you look at etymology, it means the dragon will arise. When you know this figure of 8 within yourself, the knitting of the heaves out of the sea, the heaves out of heaven arises the hippocampus. You will awaken yourself in totality in the summation of full again. And this rendered down. When this comes, when you bring down that below, when I make, because I just drew the graphs, and now I put the circle within, a little sloppy. I don't mind coloring outside the lines. That's how I see what I see. When I comprehend what I just drew as a vortex to a vortex, saying the same thing. When those two collapse on each other, when you bring heaven to earth, right? I am now star tetrahedron.
And if you put a box on there, that's spiritual alchemy.
That's spiritual alchemy.
And that's the activation of the Merkaba.
That's how you collapse of reality through neuroplasticity to create a greater reality and beyond. That's consciousness. That's within you.